Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. What's up, everybody? Everybody's stateside. I feel like you probably got a little extra oomph in you at this time right now because we still haven't fully adjusted to the change in sleep because I feel wired and ready to go. I'm already fully caffeinated and I'm ready to cook. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. We had a lot of basketball, baby. A lot of basketball. More importantly, who's in the house this morning? Sneeps, I see you. It's National Nachos Days. That's something I can get behind. The common man's here. We got Veronica. Yes, I'm in on the play. And 9 is here. Happy Monday. Borland Stubbs. Good morning. Patrick in here. Keeper. Well, you did. Did you take down some cash this weekend? I thought I saw your name on top of a leaderboard for some underdog. You have a nice little score. We got Santa's boys up in here. Leia's here. Halyard's here. Everybody, thank you for being here. Make sure like the stream, subscribe, all that stuff. Daniel's here. Yeah, how's Bandy doing? Bandy's still passed out. He's feeling good. Bandy, nothing phases that man. Magger's World in here too. Good to see everybody. This is what we're going to do this morning. We're going to go over every freaking game. We're going to talk about all the basketball last night. We're going to talk about the in-season tournament that got underway on Friday. And then because Scotty Barnes is doing some MVP type stuff right now, we're going to take a look at the 2021 draft and kind of see where are they now? A little behind the scenes type stuff. Oh yeah, for 2K. Let's go. I thought the $25 crossover one. That's the one I saw you climbing the leaderboards late. So that's what we're going to do today. Real quick, just some housekeeping stuff. Obviously all the links in the show notes, click them all to make me feel good. For today at 5:30, we're back. If you are in the So Rare streets, the fantasy basketball streets, we'll be live at 5:30 doing a live before lock with our friend TST, breaking down all the projections, going to give away a rare tier card as well. And then tonight at 7 p.m., basically right when that bad boy ends, Justin and Steve return. We get a little 89 Cavs action to get caught up on the first 2 weeks of the NBA season. NBA Bit Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Shot Tank is back on Wednesday. Underdog Happy Hour on Friday. Live before lock on Friday. So we got a bunch of stuff. Reese said, got a 261 and ended up with a tier 3 champ, and not bad. There we go. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. I missed cashing by 4 points, 4 total points. It was heartbreaking stuff. But we don't have a lot of time to dilly-dally, guys. We got to get into this. There's a lot of games this weekend. All right. In-season tournament started on Friday. It was a lot, man. I think it took, once I got past the blinding of the courts, I think I really enjoyed it. I had a really nice time. The first game, right, was that Indiana Pacers Cavs game, and it truly felt like just a genocide was committed on Smurfs. Like Smurfs were just laid out, and that's how they created the floor. It was just this blue. It was like a rainbow road of Smurfs just laid out. And it was a lot. The red, we had a little red wedding action over in Chicago. That was a lot. But I will say the games were great. The games were like they were competitive. I wonder too. Like there was a couple of games, specifically Denver, Dallas. We'll go over them all individually, but just some like big picture stuff that I think like Luka and Kyrie they probably would have shut it down. But because we have this like point differential tiebreaker thing, instead of being down 18 and being like, you know what, good, we had fun. They're like, no, stay in there and make it a closer game. And I think it ended up being like an 8-point game or something like that. So it was fun seeing stars play. Also, all the stars played. Everybody played basketball on Friday. It was very exciting. Most of the games were competitive. I think I'm in. D-Rose said I was in Chicago. Court wasn't as offensive in person as it looked on TV. I think that might be the case for a lot of them. Because, like, I saw people at the OKC game, the OKC Warriors game, and everybody was like, dude, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And you see it on TV, and you're like, I don't know, man. That just looks like a 4-year-old took a fat-ass paintbrush and just went blue. Like, that's it. I'm blue. Right? That kind of energy. Good weekend to be a Smurf hunter, says Reese. All right, let's go. Let's start talking about the game. So the Pacers and Cavs. I just want to listen. If you were a longtime listener of the NBA bit, Donovan Mitchell did what he does. You know, he went out there. He scored as many points as he could in a loss. That's the Donovan Mitchell playbook, baby. Score 38 and eat an L. And that's what happened. Cavs were sloppy down the stretch. Evan Mobley had 14 points and 10 boards with 5 dimes, 7 stocks. He had a lot of blocks and steals. Donovan Mitchell, 38, 9, and 5. Good news for Cleveland, even though they picked up the L, is Darius Garland and Jared Allen made their return. Miles Turner dropped 27 and 9. Hallie had 18 and 13. And then Bruce Brown, baby. Bruce Brown with 19 and 7. So Pacers secured the first W in in-season tournament history. One other thing about the in-season tournament, because when we get to the Bucks and Knicks, do you think Adam Silver DM'd all of the ESPN analysts individually and just like threatened them with blackmail? Like, JJ, I've got pictures of you, JJ. I swear to God, if you don't go out there and say that the in-season tournament is the most competitive, innovative thing that any institution has ever created in the history of the universe, I will kill you. Because it did feel like that. Like, JJ Redick was like, oh my God, this is a game changer of all games. Like, they were jacked up talking about it. And I was like, guys, I'm here. I'm already watching the game. You don't have to sell me on this. It's not like this is going into feeds of people who aren't watching basketball and you're trying to sell them on it. I'm like, I'm here, man. I already got the game on. You know, like JJ telling me how important this is not going to change if I watch this game or not. Good Lord. But anyways, it was still a great game. Pacers in-game tournament court was bad, but Tyrese ball. Yeah, dude, Tyrese Halliburton's been incredible. He had a good weekend. Let's go to Bucks Knicks. And so the Bucks, yeah, it did feel very Web3-ish, right? Oh my God, this is gonna change everything. The Bucks and Knicks, 110-105. Milwaukee gets a W, but I got to tell you, it didn't feel good. Like, I don't know if there are Milwaukee fans in the chat right now. It didn't feel like a real Milwaukee win. Sure, they get it in the column. They pick up the in-season tournament victory, but it felt ugly. Jalen Brunson went for 45 and 5, so we can now add Jalen Brunson, almost like the Manning cast. Every time they predict a red zone score correctly, they put their face on the board. I feel like we can do that with Jalen Brunson now, put his face on the board where he can be next to Tyler Hero, the trio of guards that scored in double figures, Tyrese Maxey, literally Dennis Schroeder, literally everyone any guard that goes up against the Milwaukee backcourt just absolutely torches them. And Brunson was like the first guard that played that. Like, Brunson's game is very different than all the other guards we just listed. And for him to still cook them, it's just like, man, everything is a matchup nightmare. But speaking of nightmare, Julius Randle, 5 for 20 from the field, 16 and 12, and just was like in a weird space down the stretch. Brunson took this shot that I think they were down just 2 at that point. Missed like this fade. It was a tough jumper, but it's not like they had a better option. Randall's like giving Brunson the business, doesn't get back on defense. Milwaukee goes into an easy bucket, basically secures the game. Dame 30 and 4. Giannis had 22, 8 and 6, and Brook Lopez. We're gonna shout Brook Lopez up because he had 13 points and 5 boards, 8 blocks. Brolo was a block machine in that game. Again, Milwaukee gets the W. I don't know if you guys were watching it. It just didn't feel like a good W. But how about good W's? Brooklyn Nets, baby. The Nets won 109-107. Dorian Finney-Smith out of nowhere. 21 points. He got the start. Mikal Bridges had 20. Cam Thomas, bro. Cam Thomas, 17, 5, and 4. The Bulls, man. Bulls suck. DeRozan, 24 and 4. Vucci Main, 13 and 13. Levine, 24, 7 and 5. They just got the Bulls have no vibe. D-Rose, I know you said you were there. How does it feel in the building for those Chicago games? Soup Loop says, Bucks, yeah, they don't look good. Nice to have a closer, though. Yeah, the closer's nice. Also, I don't know if you guys read anything about this. Weisberg brought it up. We did a little playback, but like the Bucks were implementing a new defensive scheme, and then they were just like, nah, it's not working, bro. We got to stop this. So I'm going to pay attention to the Griffin discourse for the next couple of weeks, I think. All right, I don't have anything else to say about Brooklyn and Chicago. I mean, it was a close game. That's fun, but another L for Chicago. The game that got everybody jonesing, Golden State 141, the Thunder 139, just zero defense. They're like, what if we just play a game with no defense, not allowed to defend? Even Draymond was like, I'll take the night off. No SGA for the Thunder, which was clearly not that much of a problem offensively. Steph went for, I'm just realizing now I didn't take any notes on the OKC score. The OKC stuff. Great job, Zakarian. Steph went off with a nice game winner too. And the thing that everybody was very upset about was, so Steph, I'm sure you guys have all seen the highlight now at this point. Steph goes, puts it high up off the glass as time's winding down to give them a 2-point lead. Draymond comes to crash the boards. Giddey catches the net with his hand. Draymond catches the rim with his hand. And then they review it, originally rule it as a goaltend on Draymond. The bucket's not going to count. Everybody's partying. And then they overturn it, and they're like, no, the bucket's good because the interaction that Draymond had with the rim didn't really affect it, which I was like, oh, I didn't know it's only if it's a consequential touch. I thought it was all. I still don't really understand. I know the 2-minute report came out. I still don't know, like, was it because Giddey touched the net? Because apparently if Giddey touched the net, that means they're just supposed, if they both touch it, it's supposed to just be a jump ball. It's a little too convoluted for me. All right. Also, you know it's happened in a couple of different games. Now, the flow, because it was yesterday too, there was I can't remember which game I was watching yesterday. These reviews, I don't want to be like old man on my couch. These reviews are really messing with the flow of the game. It really is. I don't love it. Anyways, let me hit the OKC stats because I didn't write those down. Chet Holmgren, man, 24 points, 8 boards, 5 dimes. Like, if it wasn't for Wemby doing these insane highlights, like if Wemby wasn't in this draft class, Chet's running away with like the rookie of the year stuff. Lou Dort, I'm sorry. Is it time for a Dort report? It is. So I'm going to give you 3 seconds to turn the volume down. 3, 2, let's Lou Dort this shit. The younger Zakarian. It was a younger Zakarian back in that day. All right. So, yeah, Dort had 29 points and 5 boards. The dude went 6 for 6 from 3, was absolutely on fuego. In the third quarter, just came out hot. Went 9 for 12 from the field total, 5 for 7 from the line. Great game. Cason Wallace get the start. He dropped 13 points. Just fun to pay attention to him. Giddey was really disappointing in the first half, then also got hot in the third quarter at 18, 5, and 5. J-Dub with 18 himself. All right, that's enough. We got caught up on that. On the Warriors side, though, Curry was cooking 38 and 7. Wiggins scored 17. And then look at Dario Saric, baby. We had a Dario Saric sighting off the bench. He had 20, gave him a nice little kick. But that was the most playoffy game of all of them. I mean, that was intense. Both teams, like, the OKC home court advantage feels real. Like, it feels feisty in there. Maybe like a little Utah Midwest in the sense that is very white. But it was just like, yeah, very intense, a loud arena. It was a really fun game, and the Warriors, man, have a different vibe. And maybe it's because no one has punched each other on the team so far. But the vibes feel good in Golden State. Clay, not so much. Clay's been like off to a really slow start, which is something to monitor. But their bench, it's funny because you're like, well, they got Chris Paul, and that's it for depth. But Kuminga's looked really good for them. Moody's looked really good. We just shutted out Dario Saric. What your dad's saying, Wiggins is turning out to be the worst draft pick in history. Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying. That Wiggins is off to a pretty slow start. Let me introduce you to Anthony Bennett. to Darko. Like he's not the worst. Wiggins Wiggins has done some good stuff, but I hear you. I hear you. I see you. I feel you. Anyways, good win for the Warriors. We got to move faster. Denver, we talked about them a little bit. They beat the Mavs up. Luka's continuing to have just an awesome start to the season. Denver won 125-114. Luka, man. Oh, let's get another Luka drop, huh? He went 34, 10, and 8. Luka magic. Okay, the Wiggins comment makes more sense for you podcast listeners who saying talking about best ball. They're not real ball. Okay, all right, I'm back. Yes, then I agree. Luka, though, again, he's just been a triple-double machine. Kyrie had 22 and 7. You know who's been crushing the last couple of games? Michael Porter Jr., a 24 and 9 game. Aaron Gordon, 18, 8 and 6. Jamal Murray, 18 and 13. We'll talk more about Jamal here in a second. And then the Joker, 33, 14, and 9. I didn't realize they called it a Sombor triple-double or Sombor double. I forget what but when he gets one stat shy of the triple-double, I don't know if we need that. I get that it's cute. Maybe that's a Denver-specific thing. I don't know. That just feels like guys are being like, we would have won the championship if it wasn't in the bubble. It's not really a thing. Anyways, good win for Denver. After dropping that game to the Timberwolves, they've turned around and cooking. Denver looks like the defending champs. They look like they're ready to defend their title. They look good. Speaking of teams that don't look good, on the opposite end, the last game from the in-season tournament, Memphis Grizzlies drop a heartbreaker in overtime to the Portland Trailblazers. What was concerning about this game, and listen, spoiler alert, Memphis got their win last night. Finally happened. What's up, Vincent? They finally got their W. One of my concerns here for Memphis is that, when you see that they lose to Portland, you're like, well, one of Jaren Jackson Jr. or Desmond Bane didn't have a good game. Nish. They both went for 30 in this game and still got an L. Triple J went for 30 and 10. Desmond Bane, 33 points, 8 boards, 7 dimes, and then 7 combined stocks, blocks, and steals. Really good performance from him. Brogdon had 24, 10, and 7. Jeremy Grant went for 26. And then Shaedon Sharpe, baby, 22-5, 22 and 5. And, Portland's playing better than we thought they were going to play. I think that's part of it, right? They look way more competitive. I think everybody was like, oh, they'll be the worst team in the league. And Memphis was like, not so fast. But I am concerned for the Grizzlies because there's nobody's as Rick Pitino would say, nobody's walking through that door, right? They don't have Steven Adams out for the season. Brandon Clark out for a very long time. They got Santi Aldama back last night. We'll talk about their second game, but John Morant, I mean, not until the 25 game mark, right? So they start the season 1-6. And again, the West is competitive, man. I just don't know. I don't know what turns this around for them. I mean, teams have been shooting very well against them. It feels like everybody they play, it's like the best 3-point performance they've ever had in NBA history. So that's part of it. But I mean, it's Portland, baby. It's Portland. All right, we're on to Saturday. Actually, let's take our first break of the day. We're 17 minutes in. We're going to do a little Underdog ad read. Let's do a little Underdog. We'll be right back. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at UnderdogFantasy.com or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at UnderdogFantasy.com. Love an ad read. All right, let's go. Also, if you're new, if you just got here, like the stream for me, subscribe to the channel. Share it with your grandparents. We need more old people in here. All right, let's get into Saturday. Boston, dude. Boston Celtics 124. Brooklyn Nets 114. Big jump for the Celtics. They stay undefeated. Jason Tatum is a motherfucking MVP, kid. Tatum goes for 32 and 11. Went 10 for 20 from the field, 6 for 10 from 3. He's looked awesome, man. This is the thing. The Celtics spacing is insane right now. If this team stays healthy, which again, they have to stay healthy, but if they do, It's going to be very, very good. It's a very good team. There's your hot take. The team that hasn't lost is very good. What accent is that? How dare you do? It's from Boston. It's that Sammy Adams, dude. It's that Sam. It's Sammy fucking Adams kid, dude. Paul Revere, John Adams, Jason Tatum. Put them all up on Mount Rushmore. Let's rename Mount Rushmore. Call it Mount Saugus. There we go. Dude, what do you mean? What do you mean? What accent is that? Nice try, Billy Jackson. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Cam Thomas 27-5, Zinger 22-7, JB 23-5, and Bridges 19-6. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Remember, we were all like, dude, Mikal Bridges. We're like, he's gonna be most improved. Lock it in. Maybe what we learned is. What we saw last spring is maybe not what Bridges is going to do on a regular basis. Bridges is still really nice, right? He's still averaging like almost 20 a game, but we're not seeing those like 35, 5, and 5. And maybe it's because Cam Thomas is a microwave. The dude is incredible. Actually, I feel like I need to give somebody else credit. I don't know who came up with that. He's been awesome. Cam Thomas has been great. So good win for the Celtics. They keep going. We're talking about a lot of Saugus talk in the chat. Right off Route 1, kid. Right next to Everett, Revere, Chelsea, Mass. All right. Sixers beat the Suns 112-100. Will we ever see Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal play a game together? Devin Booker comes back after missing a few games. Oh, there we go. No dunks, the air fryer. I knew I had heard something over the weekend. Devin Booker comes back, puts in this incredible performance, right? Almost like a 30-point triple-double against Wembanyama and the Spurs. And then he's like, dude, I need a couple more games off. Of course, they all want to be playing. There's been like no real update on Bradley Beal. I don't know. I'm nervous. Kevin Durant, not nervous, though. He's been awesome. He was 31-8. Embiid had 26-11 from Embiid, and he's like, I don't need to play the fourth quarter. I'm good. 3 quarters, 26-11. Kelly Oubre, all of the Kelly Oubre slander that I've said over the years, I think I got to take it back. He's been awesome. 25-3, and then Tyrese, I'm gonna be an all-star. 22-10. Good win for Philly. We watched that one on playback. Shout out to everybody that came and hung out. They're just, man. Sixers are fun. They're now fun to root for. It's like because they don't have the expectation. They had the Harden drama. I don't know. I feel like they're easy to root for now. They play in a fun way. It's like the Kelly Oubre redemption story. Tyrese Maxey is maybe the fastest man alive. I don't know. I like it. And PJ Tucker's gone too. And not that PJ Tucker's a bad guy. I just don't like watching PJ Tucker play basketball. So anyways, good win for Philly. Let's keep moving. And yeah, can we... everybody, round of applause for Mark Williams, all right? We pumped Mark Williams a lot, and then he took a couple games off, made me look real dumb, and then came back in a win against the Pacers, 27-7, and he had 2 steals and 2 blocks in that game. Weird ending to the game. I don't think anybody actually wanted to win that game. It was the ball was greased up, like no one could keep a hold of it. Halliburton was incredible in it, and then there was only one defensive possession the entire game, and it was the very last game. LaMelo locked up Halliburton and then straight up kicked the ball, which I thought that was a weird celebratory move by LaMelo. But listen, I'm happy for him. Hallie, though, had 43-12 in that loss. Terry Rozier 22-6, and then Hayward 23-6. Hallie, there was some crazy stat where I think he scored like 25 points. I'm going to get the number wrong, but it was like double-digit points in the third quarter, 20+, and got 10+ assists, I think, in the third quarter, which is crazy to do both. But Hallie was awesome. Good win for Charlotte, though. Oh, look at Santa's boys. Mark Williams, 81% from the field. Let's go, Mark. We do love Mark Williams. In this house, we celebrate Mark Williams. Good win for Charlotte. LaMelo played defense. He had a double-double with with a bunch of turnovers, but he did have a better game the next day, which was nice. Oh, what you dad in the chat saying 25 with 6 assists in the third. Okay, my bad. Not double digits, my bad. Also, Doctor Who, let's go. Good to see you. All right. Magic beat the Lakers, and I want to thank the Magic personally because, and the Lakers, honestly, because I had a tough underdog basketball drafting weekend. All right. It wasn't my best performance. And so what happens when I'm having a bad draft performance, I'm like, okay, let me just throw in Let me throw in a pick 'em here at the end. Just so, like, we did a $20 4-leg parlay. Franz Wagner over 20 points, dab on him. Austin Reeves over 14 points, dab on him. Anthony Davis over 26.5 points, I think, dab on him. And then what was the last one? Cole Anthony, 4.5 3 attempts, dab on him. So 20 to win 200, and it made me feel better. It made me feel a lot better. So who cares who won the game? I'm just happy about myself. No, Orlando, though, big win, 120-101. This was also Orlando had that game against Utah that we talked about on Friday morning, right? Where they were falling apart here. Where it's down the stretch, Utah comes storming back. This is a game that the normal Orlando Magic lose, right? On the road, you fall apart, and then they came back and won. Paolo was big, and Paolo woke up. He's had a couple of really good games in a row now, and this time they just like dominated the Lakers start to finish. AD though, if we just want to say like Anthony Davis, man, like please stay healthy. Good Lord, stay healthy. 28 points, 13 boards, 7 blocks. It's just monster game after monster game from him. LeBron had 24 and 9. Austin Reeves, the aforementioned Austin Reeves, Hillbilly Kobe dropped 20. Paolo, 25, 10 and 7. And then Franz Wagner, 26 and 5. Orlando, dude, and that was with no Markelle Fultz, who got ruled out a little bit later. And they're without Wendell Carter Jr., too, the broken thingies. Good win for Orlando, man. Good win for them. All right, let's keep moving because 25 minutes in, we're halfway through Saturday. Hawks beat the Pels. Are the Hawks good? We got to start having that conversation. Are the ATL Hawks, A-Town down, good? 123-105. Brandon Ingram's back. He had 16 and 7, but the curse of the Pelicans continues. They're not allowed to play with their 3 guys. So Brandon Ingram comes back. Zion's been on the court. CJ McCollum was like, my turn. Collapsed lung, which there was a crazy, I think it was Bleacher Report tweeted out with a graphic, and CJ quote tweeted the graphic just being like, this is crazy. And that was kind of funny. But yeah, so CJ is going to miss some time. Ingram and Zion are now back. So what does that mean? Dawkins, Dyson Daniels, Jordan Hawkins, both of those dudes are probably going to be in play. Zion had 25, 3 and 3, but let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks. DeJounte Murray, 29, 8 and 7, Trae Young, 22 and 12, and then Jalen Johnson, 21, 11 and 4. Jalen Johnson is awesome. I feel like an idiot for not holding on to my Jalen Johnson so rare card because he's been awesome. But good win for Atlanta, man. 123-105. Good for them. They just continue. This is like the thesis of the Hawks that we've talked about before. It's not like they have one MVP guy, which, I mean, I guess whatever, Trae, but they have just so much freaking talent. They just have so many dudes. Everybody, like, off their bench, it's like Okongwu, Saddiq Bey, freaking Bogdan Bogdanovic. Like, they're just throwing out a bunch of B-plus dudes. And I just think that, especially in the regular season, that's how you win those games. Honestly, we probably should be talking about Atlanta for maybe winning the in-season tournament. Okay, Rockets beat the Kings. We need De'Aaron Fox back. Rockets won 107-89. Dillon Brooks, 26 from 9. My guy is shooting 60% from 3. What's going on? Dillon Brooks, man, the redemption tour from Dillon Brooks, just good stuff from him. Freddie VanVleet, 21 and 12. Jabari Smith, 21 and 11. Jalen Green, where are you? Where's Jalen Green? We need to put an ABP out for him. We need to find that man. He is not armed and he is not dangerous right now. Malik Monk had 18 and 7, and everyone else sucked. Sabonis with 11 and 15. Jump Shoot says, how much is Quinn Snyder responsible for the turnaround in Atlanta? That's a good question. I think like the second he put on those red frames, I don't know if you've been watching him in those red, but Quinn Snyder has to have like a brownstone in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. He has to. He's got the look for it. He's somebody that I would see at a cocktail bar where you have to like make a reservation, no standing, like you have to have a seat. He's got that kind of energy. He's somebody that if he worked at a cocktail bar, sleeves rolled up, right? White, nice shirt, sleeves rolled up. He's got a vest on. And then he's like, tell me about a feeling you have and I'll make you the perfect cocktail. That's the Quinn Snyder energy right now. That didn't answer any of your question, Jump Shoot, but I do think having like a full season and a full off season too with the squad to prepare is definitely making a difference for Atlanta. But anyways, yeah, the Kings need De'Aaron Fox back. And this is what we were talking about preseason. Not that you can predict injuries, but they ran so pure last season with nobody missing time. Like regression comes, man. And so hopefully Fox is back soon, but they can't you can't afford missing those guys. They don't have the right depth to like it's not that next man up for them. Timberwolves just beat the piss out of the Jazz 123-95. Listen, Ant-Man, Karl Anthony Towns, 2 consecutive games since we said, when are you going to score 20 points? He said, now I am. 2 consecutive games of 20 plus. He had 25 and 7. Anthony Edwards, as advertised, baby, 31, 8 and 6. So, yeah, some people got off to a slow start after FIBA. Not Ant-Man. Not my Paul Rudd. He was awesome. Anthony Edwards. Timberwolves, dude, have been great. They've been playing good basketball. I know they had that one disappointing, I forget what game it was that was the disappointing game. I know they had one weird one, but they've been great since then, right? They're the only people to give Denver an L. 3-2 now. Yeah, it's good. Oh, look, Borland was ready for the Walker Kessler stuff. He was ready. Walker Kessler has been good this year, though. He has. Anyways, good shit for Minnesota. All right, there we go. They lost to Atlanta. Thank you. But yeah, 3-2 for the Timberwolves. Ant-Man looking awesome. We love to see it. Jazz doing Jazz stuff. Denver Nuggets 123, Bulls 101. You know what sucks? Jamal Murray got hurt. It actually looked like it was way worse than it was because it looked like a knee injury. It looked like he was holding his knee. He was walking real funny off there. Turns out it's a hamstring. We don't know how long he's going to be out. We know he's missing at least one game. I will say, I got a real spicy take for So Rare that I think is going to make me look real dumb. But with no Jamal Murray, of course, Jokic, he's always the usage monster. Aaron Gordon's going to do a little bit more. Reggie, Mr. Accessory Jackson, will probably start at the point guard. But we're going to Philadelphia. We're going to put on our Nova jerseys, and it's Colin Gillespie season. Scored his first bucket in a Denver Nuggets uniform in this last game. I think he played like 14 minutes, 11 minutes, something like that. He's got a cap of 2 on So Rare. Gillespie season, baby. And I can't wait to look like an idiot, but that is my fun take for the weekend. Anyways, Denver, dude, Jokic is so good, man. 28, 16 and 9. Gordon at 15, 12 and 5. Vucci made 19 and 7. And then another Michael Porter Jr. win game, 27 and 6. That's 2. Michael Porter Jr. has been really good. We're going to give MPJ some credit here. He's been playing great I think he had like a weird first game. And then since then, just been cooking. That got us through Saturday. All right, Sunday. The Suns finally got a W. They beat Detroit. KD again, dude, 41 and 5. Eric Gordon, 21, 8 and 5. Cade, 26 and 6. Dude, Oscar Thompson does a little bit of everything, man. He's been fun to watch. So he had 14, 9 and 4. And then I think 4 steals and 4 blocks. Alpha XG saying Aaron Gordon is so inconsistent. I think we're going to see a couple really good games from him with Jamal Murray out. I just think we're going to see him do a little bit more. So stay tuned. But yeah, Oscar looked good. Jalen Duren, another double-double. But dude, we brought him up last week. Marcus Sasser, the rookie from Detroit, is maybe the best 3-point shooter in the country right now. Went 4 for 6 from 3 and 22 off the bench. Yeah, Jayborn, look at there. Yeah, J-Catch, get ready. J-Catch tonight at 7, baby. Yeah, Marcus has been outplaying Killian. He looks great, man. He's tiny though, right? Like it's noticeably small out there. He doesn't have the same Killian defensive tenacity, but Marcus Sasser, dude, let's get him in the 3-point contest. We got to bring that up every week. We got to get that into the ether. I want Sasser in the 3-point contest. Good win for. Honestly, it's not even that it's a good win. It was like must win for just the vibes in Phoenix. So I'm glad Phoenix got that win. Raptors against Wemby. Dude, Scotty Barnes, man. Scotty Barnes has been awesome. So in this win, right, they win 123-116. Scotty had 30 points, 11 boards, 6 dimes, and then 3 blocks and 3 steals. And I think it was like Dunk Central, where I go for all my NBA news. They put out his last 5 games. So his last 5 games for Scotty. Let me pull this up here. Ready? So yeah, 30, 11 and 6, 24, 8 and 8, 21, 12 and 5, 20, 12 and 2, 24, 8 and 5, 22, 10 and 10. point Scotty Barnes is working. He's just been so good. And it's fun, man. It's fun to watch, and it gives like Toronto a little bit of hope. I will say on the other end of the spectrum, Pascal Siakam, where are you? Feel like we haven't seen Siakam in a while, just kind of running around, getting some exercise in, just doing the cardio king, Pascal Siakam. OG at 25, 7, and 4. And honestly, listen, you want to talk about somebody else who is avoiding the FIBA World Cup curse? Dennis Schroeder. He had 20. I lost my spot. 24 and 6, but he's just been good, man. He's been good. Yeah. Lock for most improved. Yeah. I was a Mobley bro. I was an Evan Mobley bro. And you know what? Not that Mobley's bad, but I'm punting it because I'm I'm going to get a Scotty Barnes tattoo on my throat. On the Spurs side of things, Wemby still, man, 20 points, 9 boards, 4 dimes, and 5 blocks. He's just so good. That Spurs team is bad. They shouldn't be in competitive games. And he's just so good. So good. Oh, I like a lot of most improved talk. Scotty, well, look at this. Jalen Johnson, let's go. Scotty, Dennis, OG, Siakam in that order. Yeah. And then Jakob Poeltl. But anyways, Scotty Barnes is awesome. Wemby is awesome. I didn't expect on a Sunday afternoon, week 9 in the NFL. And I'm like, I got to check in on Toronto and San Antonio, but here I am. Good win for Toronto though. Turning it around. Cavs beat the Warriors 115-104. Chef Curry 28-4. Draymond Green at 18-8. Another forgettable Clay performance. Kuminga with 15 off the bench. But here we go. The Cleveland Bros are back, baby. Donovan Mitchell 31-7. Darius Garland 24-7. Evan Mobley 13-16. Good win for Cleveland. I think they needed that one after the disappointing L on Friday. Santa's, this is a fun conversation. She says, what surprises me is Wemby in the clutch. He has been confident and lethal. Yeah, man. He's been good. I know people are dropping some So Rare related stuff in there. I'll save the last few minutes to hit some So Rare stuff. I gotta stay focused, baby. Because we got more to do. Grizzlies. No, I'm sorry. Skip that one. Dallas beats Charlotte. So here we go. Let's welcome LaMelo to the NBA season, okay? He played defense on Friday night and nothing else. He's been off to a really slow start. And then LaMelo comes out and drops a 30-point triple-double, 30, 13, and 10. It was like the first Charlotte Hornet to get a 30-point triple-double since somebody that I can't remember. First person to do it in regulation. So that was fun. PJ, we're going to get a PJ Washington drop, baby, because he dropped 20 and 4 for our guy, PJ.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
There we go. And our boy Mark Williams with a double-double. So backed it up with 19 and 10. Hayward at 20, but Luka again, 23, 12, and 9. Grant Williams. Dude, Grant Williams has been good, man. He's been like exactly what they needed. He still stretches the floor. I feel like this is his best 3-point. I don't know if this is true. I'm just spitballing here, but it feels like it's his best 3-point shooting performance. I know it's still small sample size, but in his career, like he's been awesome, man. And like exactly what they needed. Luka had 23, 12, and 9. Kyrie 18 and 10. Lively got dinged up towards the end of this game. He looks awesome. Like Derek Lively. Again, I think if you put Derek Lively on most teams right now, he would not be doing what he's doing. That's not like a ding on him. I just think that he's in like the perfect situation with Luka. He looks great. Jaden Hardy had like a monster dunk. I might have to take a little L on Dallas. Not that I was like out on Dallas. I was like, Luka's going to have to average a 30-point triple-double for this team to be like a competitor in the West. And I mean, it seems like the offseason moves work, and that is what Luka is doing right now. He looks awesome. So good win for Dallas. You beat up a Charlotte. I'll play with Luka. You will be open. That's true. Also, and you know what? This is the second one. Luka magic. Go 2 Luka drops, 1 show. Last game of the night. Let's round of applause for the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies did it. They got their W, 112-100. Triple J with a 27-7 line. Desmond Bane with 38-5. And then, good Lord, Memphis, how did we find out after it was like 5 minutes into the game that Xavier Tillman was ruled out? You got to let me know. Bismack Biyombo snuck in, got a start. I didn't even see a report on what's going on with Tillman. They late scratch. He had 8, 11, and 4. Couple of blocks in there too. Jeremy Grant, I think his highest scoring performance of the season. He dropped 27. Malcolm Brogdon, guys, just like night in and night out is a double-double. 18, 11, and 7. One note that I don't know if people missed this because it was kind of late, but Robert Williams got hurt in this game late in the third quarter, early in the fourth. I can't remember. It didn't even, I don't even know what happened. He just kind of went down, and it didn't look like it was a tough collision. And then weirdest thing too, Portland didn't want to call a timeout. And it was after a made basket, I think. They didn't want to call a timeout. So they make Robert Williams go down. So they needs to run down to the other side of the court and just stay in the corner. And then I'm like, okay, for sure they'll foul here. They don't foul right away after a made bucket too. Now Time Lord has to run back and play defense. I'm like, what are you guys doing? But he looked pretty dinged up. Dinged up. I'm a little bit nervous here. Whitehead said only took a big run against the team. Yeah, so they went on a 26-2 run by Memphis to finish the game, which is pretty impressive. So there you go. We just covered every gosh darn game. We're going to take a quick break here. Do a little So Rare ad read, and then we are going to dive into the 2021 NBA draft because in honor of Scotty Barnes just being an absolute menace this season, I just wanted to check in on some of the picks from the 2021 draft. We'll be right back. Today's NBA Bit is brought to you by So Rare. Daily fantasy sports is annoying. Constantly paying attention to injury news, who's starting, who's sitting, and just having to remember to enter your lineups each and every day. With So Rare, you just have to enter your lineup once for each game week. And instead of having to pay an entry fee each time you enter a contest with So Rare, once you buy your cards, the tournaments are free. Each game week, you'll have a chance to win more card rewards to bolster up your roster. And this year, So Rare is introducing cash prizes. So sign up for So Rare today using the link in the description, and they'll start you with 20 free common cards. And by using our link, once you buy 5 cards from auction, they'll give you a 6-1 free. So sign up for So Rare today and see if you can take down Mike Sorarian. Hey, Dad, you're saying we didn't talk about the Celtics. You bet your ass we did, because we did an accent. I put on this hat, this Patriots hat. We did. We talked about the Celtics. So you're going to try to call me out. I'm going to call you out, sir. You were too busy counting your 2K that you won this weekend, and you weren't listening to my voice. But anyways, let's actually, before we do the 2021 draft, real quick, this is what we got for tonight. So we got Celtics and T-Wolves tonight, baby. There you go, Borland. Warriors and Pistons. We got Wemby's back. Dude, Wemby should eat tonight against the Pacers. We got Spurs and Pacers. The Mavericks and the Magic. That's a fun one. Wizards and Sixers. I will not tune into a second of that. We have Bucks and Nets. Lakers and Heat. That'll be a gross game. Clippers and Knicks. We've got, and listen, MSG, baby. James Harden makes his return. They've announced they're starting Harden, Russ, Zubats, Kawhi, and Paul George. So that'll be fun. Jazz and Bulls. That's a second game I won't look at. Hawks and Thunder, which should be fun. And then Pellies and Nuggets closing it out. Another fun thing for us East Coast people, the last game of the night, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. I love that. It's so warming to me. And listen, watch your basketball tonight or save some of it for tomorrow, because no basketball tomorrow, because if you were in the United States, you got to go vote. And if you're in Europe, honestly, I know a couple of people that can get you to vote in the United States elections if that's something you're into. Oh yeah, Weisberg. Speaking of which, come hang playback tonight. Playback.tv/Team Hold. You can find a link in the show notes. Having a lot of fun over on Playback, so go tune into that. You just get to, it's a watch party, baby. Just go hang out. Whitehead said that's not good. We need the game spread out. Not for me. I want to go to bed. I want to go to bed at a reasonable time so that I can have the energy that I have today, which I'm actually surprised I have that energy, because I had a couple of afternoon bevies while I was watching the foosball, and was a little lethargic later in the evening. Anyways, there we go. Yeah, no Duncan after dark today. That's right, on Underdog. All right, I wanted to look at the 2021 draft because, you know, it's been, people have just been cooking. So I'm just going to go over the top 10 picks and then a couple other ones that stand out. And I'm just going to give you what their stats are for this season. Because like Cade Cunningham, right? Credible rookie year. Really good rookie year. Missed all of his second year, averaging 23-7 in year 3. He was the number 1 pick. The number 2 overall pick, Jalen Green, is averaging 17-4, shooting like 30% from 3. Jalen Green Jalen Green has shown some like real high ceiling stuff. And I thought maybe this year, by not having the ball in his hands the whole time, by bringing in Fred VanVleet, like having to do a little bit less on the defensive end, not that he's a defender, but just bringing in like real basketball players, that Jalen Green would maybe, I don't know, at least be more efficient. That is, excuse me, that has not been the case. Evan Mobley is like still putting up good stats. Like he's still incredible defensively for the Cavs. And he's a double-double guy. He's averaging 15 and 11, just over, or I think like 2.5 blocks and a little over a steal a game. But like has not really, he's been doing that every single year. And I mean, the biggest knock on him is he needs to find, like, because he's playing next to Jared Allen, he needs to like develop that jumper, stretch the floor a little bit. Hasn't really figured that out yet. But still, like, I mean, I'm sure the Cavs aren't disappointed they drafted Mobley. Mobley's been great. With the 4th overall pick, Scottie Barnes. Scottie's averaging 22 points, 10 boards, 6 dimes, 2 blocks, a steal, and a partridge in a pear tree. Incredible. That was with the 4th pick. And remember, that was like surprising when they took him. They were like, oh, you got to take Jalen Suggs here. And they're like, no, we're taking Scottie Barnes. And Barnes has looked awesome. Jalen Suggs, who was the next pick who went to the Orlando Magic, has been pretty bad. Averaging 10 and 5, 27% from 3. Now, Suggs has been a little bit more aggressive to start this season. I think probably to be like, I belong, like I need to start making a move. And it just, I mean, the Magic so desperately need him to like turn into something. And it just hasn't been happening yet. So Suggs, maybe a little disappointing. Giddey went next to the Oklahoma City Thunder, 13, 6, and 4. And then, so now, I mean, people are happy with Giddey. I think when you think about Josh Giddey, you think his numbers are a little bit higher than that, right? But I think especially this season, the Thunder just have so many dudes that need to eat. You know, they've got Chet Holmgren in there now, who's like a 18+ point scorer. You have SGA, who's a 30+ point scorer. You have Lou Dort, who like on any given night can go off. So I think Giddey is doing exactly what they want him to do. He's shooting just around 30% from 3. I think they want that to get a little bit better. I mean, it has to get a little bit better. And but I think they're still happy with Giddey. Next up was Jonathan Kuminga, who I would think a lot of people would be like pretty disappointing. He's had a pretty good 3rd year for them right now. I think he's enjoying his role a little bit. 13 and 3. That was the 7th pick, right? 8th pick overall. Franz Wagner, averaging 19 and 6 this year. That, I mean, like Scottie Barnes was the best pick so far of this draft, but I think at 9, getting somebody like Franz, right? Was that 9 or 8? No, it's 8, excuse me. Franz is a great pick for the Orlando Magic. He's been great. He's gotten better each and every year. That two-headed monster of Franz and Paolo really is like the future of the Orlando Magic. He's been great. After that, dude, I forgot who the next pick was. Davion Mitchell. Sacktown, what happened? Davion, 5, 2, and 3. I know he's known for his defense. I think he's their 5th guard now for the Orlando, right? Because Monk, I guess, yeah, I don't know what 4th or 5th guard for Sacktown. I mean, he's getting a little bit more time because Fox is out right now, but I think they'd like a do-over on that. So that was our like, wait, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I skipped whoever was 10th. 16th, Alfred Şengün. Alfred Şengün went 16th, originally drafted by OKC, traded to Houston, 18, 8, and 6. I think we like that. That's a great pick there. At 20, which I think last year would have been like, oh, this is a fine pick. At 20, 14, 8, and 2 from Jalen Johnson, who's looked awesome this year. 25th, Quentin Grimes went with 8 points a game, whatever. I know he's like a stretch defender, like he defends, knocks down threes. You guys know who the 27th pick of the draft was? Cam Thomas, 26 and 4. 26 and 4. Herb Jones went 35th in the 2nd round, 35th, 11-4, blocking a steal. And then Reeves undrafted, 12 and 4. I think if you're doing this again, though, are you taking Scottie Barnes number 1 overall? Because I was thinking about it's probably Scottie or Cade, right? I think I was looking at like if we could redo this. I think you're probably taking Scottie. Scottie. I think Scottie goes number 1 overall. I think Cade probably goes number 2. Evan Mobley, clear 3. I think that's your clear top 3 right there. Is Giddey 4th? Are you taking Giddey before Jalen Green right now? Or Franz Wagner? You taking maybe Franz Wagner's 4th? Are you taking him before those guys? But it's probably Franz and Wagner the next 2. But that's when I think it gets. I mean, I'm sorry, Franz and Wagner. Franz and Giddy are the next two, right? But I think what's interesting after that. So say it goes Scotty, Cade, Mobley. We'll go Franz, Giddy. Are you taking Jalen Green or Austin Reeves? Like of those other guys, right? Like Kuminga, Şengün, Jalen Johnson. I guess Cam Thomas is in this conversation now. Austin Reeves. I feel like all five of those guys, you can make an argument to take over Jalen Green. I'm not sure if that's a crazy hot take. I'm doing this kind of on the fly right now. But I think in a vacuum, I think the Rockets are probably happier with what Şengün is doing than what Jalen Green is doing, right? I think Cam Thomas, I know it's not a bad team, the Brooklyn Nets, but he's averaging 27 a game. Austin Reeves played for Team USA this year. I don't know if Jalen Green was asked and said no. And I know it's different, right? Austin Reeves, it's easier for him to thrive on a team that has guys like LeBron and Anthony Davis. But we just talked about how Houston has added in Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, you got Jabari Smith Jr., Şengün, and Jalen Green is still not really able to perform. And I know it's a small sample size for the start to the year. But are you taking Austin Reeves over him? Cam Thomas, Franz, Giddy. I mean, like, is Jalen Green going 10th? I mean, we've seen more from Jalen Johnson than Jalen Green. Is Jalen Green not even the best Jalen in the 2021 NBA draft? That's crazy, right? Anyways, I thought that was interesting. And I did this. It was supposed to be to just pump up Scotty. I think Scotty's been awesome. Cade's been awesome. Evan Mobley is still awesome. I think the top three picks in that have been great. Franz, Giddy, Kuminga's doing a lot for Golden State this year. Obviously in a different role, like coming off the bench. But this wasn't to just dunk on Jalen Green. But the more I was thinking about it, I was like, maybe I'm a Jalen Johnson guy, not a Jalen Green guy, you know? Maybe it's comparing apples to oranges too. Who knows? Chat doesn't have any takes on this. I thought you guys were going to come in hot with some of these. All right, guys. Not to say that you let me down, but you let me down a little bit. I expected a little bit more out of you guys. All right. I think we're going to call it there. So just a reminder, live before lock tonight at 5:30. Come on in with your So Rare hotness. We're giving away a rare tier card. Our guy TST is going to be joining. So we'll have fun with that. And then right after that, we're going to roll right into the 89 Cavs with Steve and Jay Catch are going to come on. We're going to shoot the shit from the last 2 weeks. Excited to get into that. And we got a lot of basketball. We got a lot of basketball to get into tonight. It's going to be a fun night. Especially, and Weisberg saying Dunleavy apparently really wanted from. Oh, no, that's not the comment I was going to share. The comment I was going to share, Morey, Daryl Morey's on the rights to Ricky Sanchez. Yeah, I saw that. What's so rare? Will you throw some questions in here? I haven't seen anything on Taurean Prince. I haven't seen any news on Taurean Prince. I can actually check the Underdog. Let me check the Underdog NBA site to see if there was news on Prince. I see the last thing I saw was Robert Williams won't return. I don't even see additional news. I don't even see. Let me actually pull up one thing. Sorry. I know this is probably really good content for you guys. Oh, wait, this was yesterday, right? Because the Suns don't play today. Okay. No, sorry, guys. I'll have more later this afternoon. I'm sure we'll get more news. Yeah, that's right, baby. What time tonight, says Raj? Raj, So Rare is at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. The 89 Cavs is at 7 p.m. Eastern. Ludic said, I need a filler. Who should I take? Jakob, Grant, Dylan Brooks, or Dorian Finney-Smith? I think Dorian Finney-Smith is like real hot or cold. I don't know. I think I would lean. Pirtle's probably the highest. Pirtle, Brooks, Grant, Finney-Smith is how I'd rank those, I think. Ooh, currently in first in the common pickup. There you go. Thoughts on Giannis, says the Hoggy? I mean, fantasy-wise, man, he hasn't been the same. I expect that to change. You know, I expect him to get some easier buckets. And it's not like he's been bad. He's been still like putting up big numbers, but we haven't seen that like 35 and 20 yet, you know? And I don't know if that's just because the offense has changed, if it's just because Dame's in there, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, but for more So Rare stuff, tune in tonight, 5:30. We'll go for like an hour and 15 minutes, again, giving away a rare tier card. I appreciate everyone being here this morning. If you haven't done so, like the stream for me. If this is your first time here, subscribe. We do this show every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. We got just so much content, right? 3 shows today, freaking playback tonight. We just got a lot of stuff coming at you. So I appreciate everyone being here. Hope you stick around. thoughts on Kessler Edwards? Felix, I got to take a look at it. I haven't been paying attention to Kessler Edwards this season, if I'm being honest. All right, happy Monday. Hope everybody has a great all day, and I'll see you guys a little later today. We out.